Konnichiwa everyone, this is Rafael from Japan. Let's have a look at City League Season 2 results and the impact of Tag Team Pokémon on the metagame. So there are important things to note. First, Tag Bolt was released on Friday 7th December and all City Leagues were held on the same day, Sunday 9th December, which only gave 2 days to players to test new decks, test new cards, and it was really a short amount of time to perfect the decks. City Leagues usually have between 80 and 120 players. All games are played best of 1, 25 minutes, and no draws are allowed. There was 3 questions I was asking myself before the tournament. How will the new Tag Team GX Pokémon impact the metagame? How powerful they are? And will they dominate the format now on? At the 3rd place in the Osaka City League tournament we have Gardevoir Zoroark. It's an interesting build. Actually I never thought we could use Zoroark as Gardevoir's partner. There are 2 new cards you can see in this deck. There is Erika's Hospitality, it's a new supporter and it's really good. And now on I believe all decks will start using at least 1 copy of it. And decks that use lots of trainers will probably use 3 or maybe 4 copies. And we have Viridian's Forest. You can discard a card from your hand and search basic energy in your deck. And well, it makes sense in Gardevoir's deck, to be honest. At 2nd place of Osaka City League we have Ultra Necrozma. And basically the deck was adapted with the new cards using Gengar and Mimikyu GX. This is Gengar and Mimikyu GX. This image was published on official Pokemon's Twitter, and you can see the Poltergeist attack can really do huge damage. And the winner of Osaka City League was Tapu Koko deck. Now let's go to Tokyo and see the 4th place deck, which is a Celebi Venusaur GX deck. It abuses of Celebi and Venusaur high HP and uses hammers and judge to disrupt the opponent while spamming special conditions and healing with the Life Forest Stadium Star Prism. And this is the English version. With the first attack it can burn, confuse and poison the active Pokemon. It's really annoying, and also the GX attack is really strong. You can shuffle all the cards from your discard back to your deck. It's really a deck based on disruption. There is no deck list of the 3rd and 2nd place decks of Tokyo City League. However, I heard it's more or less the same as the one that won the tournament. So what kind of deck could be so powerful and be represented 3 times in the top 4? Let's check it out. So this is Pikachu Zekrom Tag Team GX. And it's not a surprise because Pikachu and Zekrom really seem to be the strongest tag team Pokemon in this set. Attaching 3 energies to do the first attack, it's really not that difficult. As you can see, it uses Tapu Koko Star Prism to accelerate the energy attachment, and also the Aura GX can attach from the discard 5 basic energies, and the first attack of Pikachu and Zekrom can attach 3 electric energy cards from your deck to one of your Pokemon. So quickly you can have 6 energies and use the GX attack Tag Ball, which we can knock out any GX Pokemon, and 170 damage to the bench Pokemon. It could be a Tapu Lele, for example, can take very easily 6 prize in just 2 turns. And there was another City League in Hiroshima, and in the top 4 we had Boring, Lecanzoro and Jumpluff, which is very interesting because Jumpluff hasn't been doing so well in Japan until now. But the best was yet to come. As you can see, in the 2nd place of Hiroshima City League we have a Wild Magikarp GX deck. that uses Naganadel and Quagsire to accelerate the energy attachments, and with Eevee and Snorlax GX as a second attacker. These are the English versions of these two Tag Team Pokemon. To be honest, I'm quite surprised. I didn't thought that Magikarp and Wailord will do so well in the tournament. I thought it was clearly the weakest of the new Tag Team, and it was more just for fun. A very important card of this deck is Articuno. With Articuno's ability, your water Pokemon on the bench are protected from Guzma. You can take your time to charge your Wailord, and also the first attack moves 2 water energies from Articuno to a bench Pokemon. And the winner of Hiroshima City League was Rayquaza. There aren't really new additions to this deck except Erika, and it's still a really strong deck, and you can easily knock out in one attack Tag Team GX Pokémon. Alright, it's time for the conclusions. One thing to note is that all Tag Team GX Pokémons did well just 2 days after the release. I'm quite impressed to see that all Tag Team GX Pokémons made at least top 4. Another thing to note is that Stage 2 GX Pokémons are on decline. They aren't as bulky they used to compared to Tag Team GX Pokémon. I would say that GX in general are on decline, but there's still place for few GX based decks like Rayquaza, Ultra Necrozma, basically GX Pokemon that can one-shot Tag Team GX Pokemon. And another interesting thing to note is that I have the feeling that non-GX based decks like Jumpluff or maybe Grumble for example can do well in this metagame because of the so positive price trade with Tag Team GX Pokemon. Of course, it was just 2 days after the release of the new set, and players will now start to refine their decks, learn to counter other decks that might be successful. The metagame will definitely continue to develop, but I think now we enter in a new era, the era of Tag Team GX Pokémon. Thank you for listening and see you soon.